you said it all along. I guess the plan was to play 8 guys. How much of that was freshness? How much of it was production that you thought you need maybe a spark and get some fresh bodies?
No, we had a plan, kind of a set plan. We blessed for sure. Was going to get him in there early. KJ, I knew I was going to see how long those guards would kind of go until they need a little gas. And then we got KJ in there in the second half to start. That was good. Kind of get those guys replenished. And then we got Darius in there and tied in. Those 8 guys that we want to keep in rotation. But some of it was pre-planned, and some of it was just more as I was watching. See some of them, they kind of probably need a spell here, a spell two. I trust those guys to go in there and operate at a high level.
What were you most pleased with offensively in the game, and what area do you feel like they need to take a next step as you guys progress?
Yeah, I mean, starting early run game, sometimes, when you come out, we got to play where we're not trying to see what's happening, just go attack. So we can't allow those to dictate. So I want guys to come out here and kind of swing first kind of mentality. But I thought overall, as the game settled, they kept going and kept, getting those, because you're in a real football game. You ain't going to just come out there gashing people. You got to kind of throw body blows and soften them up and just start to get that running game going once the game wears down. I thought they did a good job of that.
I presume you have confidence in the run game, though, despite the results of that one.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That was a real good front. We played, and they had good success stopping the run. So I was proud to see us that we persisted, because we're going to still do what we do. We're still going to run the schemes we run, and we're still going to keep swinging. So I was glad to see those guys stay with it in the end and start to kind of hit for them.
I know sacks kind of aren't the end-all be-all when you're measuring how your line does, but 2 years in a row now, no sacks allowed against. You know how good that LSU front is. What do you say about your unit performance and pass blocking?
Well, yeah, it's way deeper than just O-line. It's our communication. We had an error one time we had to call a timeout because we communicated a little bit too much in protection. But it starts with the communication of the center to the O-line, and the center to the quarterback, to the running backs, to the receiver routes, depth, concepts, Jordan's escapability. All of that comes into effect. So it's a total effort to make sure we keep the quarterback upright and make sure we're on point with our communication and timing and protection.
How important was the offensive drive where you guys got the touchdown before the first half ended in the sense of getting going?
I think both of those drives, started early, 90-something yard drive. I know the first one we had to go quite a while, so it was good to see us kind of start behind and have to kind of jump up to get those drives going once we got the first down. That was positive. What really paid off was our situational work. We worked coming out, third down. We had a lot of good situational work, so our guys mentally were locked in to understand the situation, so I was proud of them for that.
How much does it help you to have a quarterback that can have a couple of iffy plays, but it's short Travis. He's gonna find himself and settle down, and that's what he did.
Yeah, we're hoping we don't have too many of those iffy plays, but I think Jordan just has so supreme confidence that he knows he can, if things break down, he feels like, hey, I can get something done when it breaks down. But sometimes you gotta just say, what, it broke down, let's just live and play another play. We always just say, get us to have one more play. If we give us to have one more play, that's kind of the mentality of the offense. We'll get you on the next one.
Is that the message you gave him too on a couple of those?
Oh, absolutely. Just give us one more. Don't give them a chance to get the ball. We say own the football.
Right.
So at the end, we might do some things that's a little bit risky. Some of them be high reward, but we want to make sure we're coming down with the football.
Is that one of the better halves of football? The second half, just efficiency, scoring, the way you guys move the ball.
Yeah, I thought the guys did a good job of kind of just executing. Early on, emotions. Fans, sometimes first guys out there running with the Seminole on. Some of that was kind of, you saw the nerves and stuff. I think it's when we settled and got back to execution, because we work our guys. And once they got back to executing, they kind of settled. It was what we expected.
You probably weren't noticing it, but on touchdown, the celebration that Casey Roddick and Jeremiah Byers had when he scored that touchdown. I don't know if you saw it on film or saw it in the moment. What is that? How does that make you feel watching these guys that came from other places buy in like that, get so excited for Florida State to score a touchdown and go win football?
Well, that's just from the top down with the coach Norvell brings about just being genuinely and authentically happy for a teammate. If we don't have that, then this is all for nothing. If you're just in this to say, I'm going to do this for me and I'm trying to have my selfish ambition, we all have those, but to fight that every day, to be genuine and authentically happy for everybody else, everybody will reach their goals if we can do that genuinely.
And not to denigrate any other tight ends you've had previously, but what makes him so different? What makes him so unique? Because he's got a kind of unique skill set.
Well, yeah, he's talented, and I'm going to tell you, a lot of people don't understand is his mindset. When he came in here, man, he's like, man, I'll do whatever. But sometimes you think you get a guy like that late in his career, you're thinking, oh, man, we got to appease, and he wants to do this. And no, man, he's special teams. He was in there, we run some counter. He was in there lead blocking on the counter. He had some big plays late. So, his mindset, his approach to the game is what makes him special.
Especially on offense. I know you guys are different beyond the offensive line, but when it comes to offensive players, guys don't want to get off the field. How have you created kind of an environment to where these these guys really do embrace and believe it. Like we're all going to be able to play. We're all going to be able to help.
Well, it goes back to the success of the unit and the group. You know, it's not individual success, and you got to fight that every day. So it's better for the unit if we can have guys out there we have trust to spell guys, or to be a matchup. Hey, this guy's a little bit big. Let's go with this matchup. Or like a guy like Darius can play all five. I might like, hey, we're gonna run more of this. Let's get him in there for this. So to have that plan, and also as a coach, you got to establish that early. I can't surprise them. So nobody was surprised on Saturday or Sunday with the moves I was doing because they knew they were coming. So it wasn't like a sideline blow. Why you take me out? You knew you was coming out. So it wasn't like, so it was already pre-planned. I don't surprise those guys. We have open conversations about what I was going to do. So they knew it was coming and they embrace it. They understand, like, man, it worked out for the better of us because now the matchups was better. I got a spell. I got hydrated. Let's go back in there.
It seemed like first half, I don't want to act like I know football, but like first half, it seemed like you guys were pulling a lot, even on pass plays. Was that something you guys tightened up a little bit in the second half or went away from?
No, I mean, we continued to do it. They did a good job of penetrating backside. They had a good D-line front. And they had known to be attackers and over the top players, but they were penetrating the backside. So we had to do some tweaks to make sure we get solidified that, number one, to make sure we didn't have any backside penetration. And I think once we got that done, you know, we're still going to be us. I mean, we're still going to do what we execute in our scheme. But I think they're always going to have an answer. And we got to find the answer and make sure we have an answer for the answer.
It made a lot of rounds on social media. The play that Keon caught his second touchdown, he's like jumping up in the air and waving to you guys and then pointing.
Yeah, I don't even know if he was doing that, but it's a cool story though.
No, I mean I know he did that, but I was wondering like, what is he? It didn't even look like.
Yeah, but he was on a different person the next play.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
I think it just makes for good internet stuff, but I don't think that's what
Would you
he's
like
saying.
him if he does think you have a mismatch, but maybe not?
Well, Keon's a smart football player,
yeah.
and he understands leverage, matchups, all that. But I don't necessarily think that's what he was believing, but it sounds good, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Okay, good.
Coming out of high school, I don't know if Rodney Hill had a reputation as a guy that's going to be running people over. How far has he come in that?
With his confidence in the weight room, you know, with his strength, his power, you know, he's starting to have confidence the way he runs, and also the development of it. Like, this thing is awesome when you have older guys that come in and teach you how so you can develop your body. So when you get out there and you're playing against one of the premier logos in the country, and you get to kind of run there with confidence because you got confidence in your body, it does something to you. I mean, and he feels inspired, and he was able to go through that process of redshirting and getting a little bit of work, and you start to see it at the end of the season, and now he's starting to keep that progression going. So shout out to Yak and the coach he keeps in that room.
Talking about Keon, I know you've talked a lot about the mental side. I mean, we've seen it throughout the preseason, what he could be. What's it say about what's he done? I mean, in the 3 months since he's been here to have a debut like that on that stage?
Man, Keon, it didn't surprise any of us. I mean, we have supreme and max confidence in him. And also, it goes down to the small details that you need to be able to make those kind of plays. So, I mean, he was in the right place, right time, his connection with Jordan. I mean, like today, he was out there. I mean, he's a go-to-work type guy, you know, and you see he's not, and he wasn't overly celebrating. I mean, he was happy and joyous for the team, but I remember I came to the sideline, I said, how many are you going to get today? He said, I don't even know how many I got. Like, basically, like, he didn't think that way. It was just more of, man, whatever we need to do, let's go get it. So, you know, and then you saw our guys and our receivers and everybody happy for him. So it's just building that culture of, can we be genuinely happy for each other? Because if we can do that and we can support each other, you know, we can cause some trouble.